I'm going to miss you, babes.
I know. And if it wasn't for the heat, we would be able to go to a concert on Tuesday.
But I'm also going to be at the Roots next week, so I'm not going to see you.
I know. It's if it wasn't that expensive for one person, I would be with you. I really would.
Oh.
Yeah, I really would.
And then you're going to have friends in town the next weekend. But according to you might only see them one day.
Yeah, and I don't even know what they're doing, so it's possible that they might not even get to see me because they have friends here too, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
And there is going to be another Noon Tunes on a week from Tuesday, when it'll hopefully be cooler. So it's not like we're going to go forever without seeing each other.
No.
Famous last words.
No. I think we'll see each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's happened to you before, right? Where you've been in relationships, you've seen somebody and you thought everything was normal. And then it's not that they died.
Yeah.
But then you find out that that's like the last time you two are ever going to be cool.
Well, that's because they broke up with me before. Because I've had several. I had a couple of instances, rather, that they broke up with me over the phone. And the last time I saw them was really the last time. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like I knew it was going to happen, but I definitely wasn't happy about it.
That's happened to me maybe 3 or 4 times, actually, to where I've been in kind of seeing somebody and I thought things were cool and that we're just going to hang out again. And then there's like some big dramatic thing that happens.
And it ends.
Yeah. Hopefully that won't happen with us.
No, we get along pretty well, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We've been pretty honest with each other from the beginning. I think that helps a lot. What'd you say?
That's a good point, because with all the women I'm thinking about, there was a lot of not a lot, but there was dishonesty.
Yeah. I really feel like maybe one of the reasons why my relationships did fail is because either both of us or one of us was not communicating well. And then one of us wanted them to communicate better. And then I get thrown for a loop because they break up with me, or I realize during the breakup that it's probably a good idea that we're not together. And it's and then it puts me in a really weird position.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay. I was dating somebody once, a very long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't trust this person.
From the beginning?
Close to the beginning. Something happened really early on in our relationship.
Uh-oh.
But I just kind of like swept it under the rug.
You didn't think it was that big a deal at the time?
No, I did, but I tried to look the other way.
Oh.
As a result, I didn't trust this person.
Yeah.
And so it was always this like weird elephant of the room. Like, I'm thinking I'm all about me because I don't trust her.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she was thinking.
Wow. Right? Well, how long were you guys dating before it really started to come to a head? Because you didn't trust this person from the beginning, but how long was it before you're like, I can't do it anymore?
It was a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, can I guess?
You can guess whatever you want.
No, can I guess about what the timeline was?
Go ahead.
Was it the time when you were in a 2-year relationship that lasted longer than it should?
You may be guessing correctly, yes.
I think I am.
Oh.
But, it's okay. What do I know? I don't know.
I don't know if I should say this, but I put my foot in my mouth a lot, don't I?
Yeah.
So I dated a girl in Rick's way back machine. We're not going to give specific years.
So way back, yeah.
No ex-girlfriends listen to this.
I would hope not. I would hope not.
I don't mind if any of them do, but what the hell? They're not going to listen to this.
Okay.
So
we'll see.
I dated a girl very, very long time ago, who is known in the blind community. Let's put it like that.
Oh yeah,
And like I've, you know people, so occasionally you'll just like say somebody's name, every woman I've said this girl's name in front of who didn't know her,
Yeah.
or didn't know her through me, meaning like we met after,
Yeah.
long after me and this girl were broken up.
Yeah.
All have different stories about what a horrible person this girl is.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
If nothing, if whatever a person says about this other girl was bad, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible for the girl anyway. Were you thinking like, oh, I should have just left this person when I should have, or were you thinking about that in retrospect?
It's easy to get caught up in those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like maybe I should, maybe the answer is I should have left this person. Maybe I should have been a different person in the relationship. And it's also, this is really odd stuff to talk about. I don't know. I don't know what I should have done.
Well, the first person that broke up with me over the phone,
he was very manipulative. No, I don't know. I'm just joking.
Well, I mean, thinking back in retrospect, yes, he was in some ways. And it's hard to say that because he was really my first love ever. And thinking about how naive I was back then and how people were telling me stuff that I should have been talking to him about, and then I had to find out later that was actually true. And it wasn't like I didn't know about it at all. I mean, I'm sorry. It wasn't like I didn't trust this person. I didn't have a reason not to trust this person. But from the people that were telling me, I just thought, what do they know? They should stay out of my business. And in some ways, I felt like that shouldn't have happened. But I guess when I think about it now, maybe it should have happened because he wasn't going to tell me until later. I should have. I didn't think about confronting him. But so he broke up with me over the phone, and the other guy who broke up with me over the phone, it was a mutual thing. That we thought it was probably a good idea, but then I also thought something's really wrong because he canceled our dates 4 times in a row.
Oh.
4 times in a row. I don't know why. He said it was health things. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
He had AIDS.
No, he didn't. He wasn't.
No, I have it.
Bubs.
No,
he wasn't a drug user.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. I probably will never know, and that's okay. But we only dated for 2 months, and yeah. It's hard. It really is. It's hard.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm sure you could ask three or 4 random people from my past and they would say, oh, Rick is very, he's an asshole. So just because I have some exes who have been disparaged by blind ladies doesn't necessarily mean that they're, this person was a bad human being. Everybody's fucked up in their own unique way, as a good friend of mine once told me. No, she said, my friend said, everybody is fucked up in their own special, beautiful way.
It's kind of an oxymoron, but whatever.
Well, I thought that at the time. This was in 2007.
I still think that.
That it's an oxymoron?
Yes.
Okay, but I heard her say that and I'm like, oh, you're just saying this just to say it. But the more I thought about it, it is kind of true. Like, our fucked up side sometimes also is our side that makes us more unique from everybody.
I would phrase it differently.
How would you phrase it?
I would say that everybody's weird, and our weirdness contributes to how our personality comes together. Because it is. We are all kind of strange, if you think about it. No, I don't think there's anybody on this earth that I know of that is completely normal, because we all have different qualities, and our personalities are what makes us who we are.
I personally resonate with the way my friend phrased it a little bit more.
Yeah, but you're a trashy mouth anyway.
No, but this is, my friend is also, she knew how to reach me, and you have to speak to your audience. And I was her audience at the time. And we were actually in the middle of a fight.
You were actually in the middle of a fight with her?
Yeah.
When that happened?
Yeah. Oh, not exactly.
Oh, you're not fighting with her now.
No.
Okay, okay.
We're she's like one of my best. This is my friend who lives in Wyoming.
Oh no, I know that. But you were in the middle of a fight when you heard that?
Not exactly.
Oh.
There had been some things said. She thought that I said something negative about her, which I did, but she heard it out of context.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to explain, and she's like, I understand that everybody's fucked up in their own special, unique way, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought this actually makes sense. We're humans.
Yeah, we're going to fail. We're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. And there are times where people are like, well, you know, that's just so-and-so. They do this all the time. Not that they're making excuses for the person.
Some people do.
Some people do, which is not good. And we'll talk about excuses when we talk about the first movie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that experience a few times, and it's not fun. And then there were times where I actually dumped the person, which felt great.
I've rarely dumped somebody. I maybe once or twice, and it was always very extreme situations with like tons of caveats attached to it.
I think I dumped like 3. Well, I dumped 2 people and I gave somebody an ultimatum.
Oh, I got an ultimatum once and I didn't live up to it. And so it was worded as I dumped this person when it's really I didn't want to do the ultimatum.
Oh.
Yeah.
But by you not doing anything about the ultimatum, you pretty much dumped the person.
I would say had the person not given me the ultimatum.
Well, yeah, but Bubs,
what's up?
If you weren't a part of this behavior, whatever it is, then she may not have given you an ultimatum, and thus would have changed what happened. But I'm actually glad it did. Because I wouldn't have met you, Bubs.
How do you know that? We probably wouldn't have. And you know, in most situations, I say things should have happened differently. In this situation, I think had I lived up to the ultimatum, I think honestly, I'm gonna be like a complete asshole. I think things would have actually turned out worse for me.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Because you lived up to it, or you would have lived up to it?
Well, I don't want to get into the specifics here because then we're going to get really, really deep.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to.
But I think things would have turned out way worse for me had I actually fulfilled the ultimatum.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I could break it down for you later, but it gets into a whole...
can of worms?
Yeah, a whole can of worms, yeah.
Maybe that's a private conversation we should have at a later time.
Uh-oh.
And I don't have a lot of... I wasn't in a lot of relationships. It was just like a small handful, so I really don't have a lot of experience with that. Interesting. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Now, keep in mind, it's possible that if you contact any of my exes who lived up north, maybe there might have been something that I may have contributed to, but a lot of the behavior came from the guys. Well, there's definitely been relationships where I was the bad guy. Uh-huh. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, I'm just a victim in a relationship. That's not true. I think there might have been something that maybe I did wrong, but then I think about it too, I guess because it wasn't clarified to me, I'm thinking, well, what could I have done that would have been better? If that makes any sense. Oh, that's interesting because I look back on my past behavior, and in most situations, I know what I could have done that would have made the situation better. Yeah, I think I didn't really understand because there was the guys that I was with were not good communicators, and I was desperately trying to communicate with them, and they didn't want to communicate. I have been guilty in my past of checking out in relationships. So I'm there, but I'm not really there. You're like a zombie. In a sense, yes. And I'm thinking about what happens after this relationship. Yeah. And that's not good behavior, but it is true that I've been guilty of that. And that's not fair to anybody. But it's also, a bad thing if the other person in the relationship thinks that you guys are still in the, whether it's me or you or whatever, that the relationship is still in the honeymoon stage. Because, I won't go into details, but I think that in my last relationship, the person thought that everything was hunky-dory and it wasn't.
Oh.
To me, it wasn't. And I think he didn't, I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I could be completely wrong about it.
Tell me.
But it's possible that he didn't want to, either he didn't want to face it or he didn't think that anything was wrong. Not that it was a bad thing, but I don't know that he might not have realized it.
Some people don't understand that stuff.
Yeah. Until it happens.
That's right.
Until it happens, yeah.
Yeah. And then what's really weird is sometimes you'll have a breakup with somebody and years later you'll talk to them and find out that you both interpret things a lot differently. That's happened to me. I want to say only twice.
I don't think it's happened to me. Not yet anyway. But then, as I've said, I've only had a very small hand. I had a handful of relationships, not a whole lot of them. So I hope that doesn't happen.
It sucks when it does, but it's part of life.
It is, and not everybody is going to see things the same way that you do. But thankfully, that's never happened to me yet.
Here's a question for you, and I was thinking about this when you were in the shower.
Uh-oh.
So you know how they talk about, I think it's the 5 stages of grief?
Yes, the 5 stages of grief.
There's like denial. I don't remember what all of them are.
Anger. I think
bargaining.
It's like disbelief, bargaining. I think it's anger.
And then finally you get to acceptance.
Acceptance, denial, and acceptance. Or I think denial is first, but...
Okay. It goes in some order.
Yes.
And oddly enough, my same friend who I had the argument with, the one who lives in Wyoming, she studied psychology.
I think there is some truth to these stages, yes.
She was telling me that those stages, what people don't understand is it's not like they go in that order all the time. So there can be like a mixture of things, like they'll overlap a lot. And
I agree, yeah.
I was thinking about this in relation to something in my own life from my past. And this is going to sound weird, but roll with me.
Okay.
I wonder if artists, and specifically, again, I was thinking about me, but let's bring this out to the greater artistic community. Sometimes mistake bargaining and denial with acceptance. Meaning, there have been times in my life where I've thought, let's take breakups, for example. Okay, I broke up with this person, or this person decided to leave me. If I do a great piece of art based around this, then that gets rid of all the problems. It makes it all worth the situation.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah, and you think that, okay, so I put out this art, well received, now things are better. That's a form of denial and also bargaining. And then you wonder why you go back to that base feeling of depression after the art is released.
Well, what... Okay, you have to explain the bargaining part because I don't quite get that.
Because bargaining is like you're saying you'll do anything to get over whatever the thing is, right?
Okay.
And so you're bargaining in the artistic way of saying, I'll make this piece of art. For me, it might be a poem to get over Gertrude, right? Even though I'm going to have a torrid love affair with Gertrude after Alana dies. But after Gertrude dies, my life is still going to continue.
Why Gertrude?
Because, I'm cheating on you with Gertrude. I don't know what to say.
Grandma Gertie.
Yeah. And you find out that I'm cheating right now.
So I was thinking about what you said about bargaining and denial, right?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of putting out art about relationships, Taylor Swift has been known to do that a lot. She writes songs about guys that have either cheated on her or their love story or whatever. But a lot of times it's about guys that have cheated on her. And the same thing with the lady that we just saw last week. Great artist. I think she's very talented. But Yeah, she's saying a lot about failed relationships.
Yeah, so let's take it back to my example.
Yeah.
So things go awry between me and good old Gertrude.
Oh my goodness.
And I think to myself, I can't live without Gertrude, but my bargain to God, for lack of a better term, is I'm going to express this in my art. Maybe I'll put out a spoken word poetry CD or a booklet about this is how getting over Gertrude. And then I do that. And I'm now, because I did it, I'm in denial that Gertrude is still a thing, but I'm depressed. And I'm depressed over Gertrude, but I won't accept that she's the reason I'm depressed.
Oh.
Does that make any sense?
I think so. That the breakup is the reason why you're depressed.
Exactly. But you don't accept that because you think by expressing it artistically, you're over it.
Right. So you're using...
We're going to call this episode Getting Over Gertrude.
No.
Okay. We will not call this episode.
No, because...
Alana's jealous of Gertrude. But keep going.
Bubs.
What's up?
You are so silly.
All right, keep going.
Silly boy.
Silly boy.
There is no Gert or Gertie or Trudy.
Or Trude.
Or Trude.
We'll call this one Hey Trude. No, keep going.
What?
Keep going, please.
Or Hey Gertrude.
Oh.
I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, there's no Gertrude in his life. That sounds like a really old grandma's name.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, so basically you're using your artistic abilities to try to get over the depression that you have for the breakup.
But it doesn't work.
But it doesn't work.
But because you're in denial, because you think to yourself, why I deal with this in my art, you don't understand that the reason you're still feeling pain is because of the relationship.
Yeah, right.
So I was just experimenting as a thought experiment of how this relates to how creativity can sometimes confuse you when it comes to the 5 stages of grief. What do you think about what I just said?
That's an interesting way to look at it. When I have gone through a breakup with somebody, I've never put it into any artistic endeavors. I've just kept myself busy, whether I was in school or doing something else. And I tried not to think about the person. It does get tough when you hear songs that remind you of the person. So that's a little bit, tough. And I try to get rid of the stuff that reminded me of this person so much. It's tough. But I've never put it into any creative thing.
That's about 70% of my art.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Oh.
No, I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
And plus I play an instrument, so I'm not really much of a composer anyway. Composing's not really my thing, so I've never done that.
Well, I have there, Jaylo, but that's something for me to sit with.
Yeah, but I've studied a little about the stages of grief, and there are things about psychology that I don't agree with, but I think there's some truth to that because we all go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, sometimes it's a mixture of stuff. Sometimes people are angry. Sometimes people are okay 1 minute and they're crying the next minute. They're in denial that they're gone. They will do just about anything to get them back. Either back with them or get them, get revenge on them.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe not that, but some people do. And it takes a while for people to get over that. Sometimes it takes years.
Oh.
I think.
I've never tried to get revenge on an ex-girlfriend or anything like that.
I have not either. Yeah. The only thing that I've really done with one of my exes is I returned every thing that he let me borrow. I
would not call that revenge.
Well, it's not revenge. I know it's not revenge. I just returned everything that he let me borrow. It wasn't revenge.
Back to you.
I never said it was revenge. I gave it back to him and I wrote him a Braille note and I capitalized all of it. Now, whether or not he was able to read it, because he's not really good at Braille, maybe.
Yes.
But I was very upset.
Yeah. When Gertrude and I eventually do our podcast, and you're going to be like one of because by then you'll be dead, right? Or we'll be
Well,
broken
I
up.
don't know.
Well, you're going to be one of the exes that I talk
Or
about.
you'll be a widower.
Oh, how do you feel knowing that you're going to come up in the Green Gertrude and Hammond podcast, but you'll just be like mentioned like we mention other people?
Bubs.
What?
Whatevs.
Okay.
It's a funny thing to think about, but
Yeah.
I don't know that there's going to be any Gerts in your life.
Oh.
Gertrudes.
Gertrudes.
That sounds like a really, I don't know, it's like a grandma name.
It does.
Well, why is it Gertrude? Why couldn't it be Agatha or Agnes?
Agnes is coming after Gertrude. Gertrude ain't going to live forever.
Or Ursula.
No, it's going to be Agatha after Gertrude.
Agatha?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, just so you know, the little Jaylo.
Whatever.
And I'll be talking about how I used to date this Filipino girl.
Filipino?
Who hated the fact that I was also Filipino.
I never said that.
Would
And
yell
I don't
at
even
me
know
for
if that's
hours about it.
And I don't even know if that's true.
Would yell at me for hours about it. Like, I don't date Filipino, so you're not Filipino, okay?
Bub,
What's up?
I never said that.
All right, well then give me a kiss.
Oh my goodness. What if?
What else?
I love you.
I love you too. Now, speaking of exes, babes.
Oh boy, what?
Well, we're not gonna. I mean,
You're gonna talk about yours again?
No, I'm not gonna talk about mine again. I guess I did talk about exes in this episode.
Yes, you did just a few minutes ago.
We're gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about exes, but here's the deal.
Yeah.
You had a dating life before me.
Yes.
And by the way, are there really guys out there who are offended that their girlfriends dated other guys before them?
I haven't had that experience.
Yeah, because I don't see what the big deal is. Like
I don't either.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think there's a difference between having a dating life and being extremely promiscuous.
Yeah, like you don't want to date the town slut. But realistically, if you're dating somebody and they're over 18, there's a chance they've been with a few guys before you.
I've never had that experience where the guy was uncomfortable because I had a dating life. They probably like, well, of course she had a dating life. You know, you're a nice person or whatever they would say.
Yeah.
Compliment comes afterwards. But I've never had the experience where the ex or where a person would say, "You mean I'm not the first person you dated?" No. I mean, no. I think there's a difference between having a dating life and going around the block with several people.
Yeah. But, the cops are here.
Oh, it's you.
Oh my goodness.
It's you.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, you dated before me.
Yes, I did.
And you met a couple of friends through your dating life who have listened to Green Jaylo and Hammond.
Yes.
And we found this out yesterday.
I found this out yesterday.
How did you feel when they told you that?
I was a little bit surprised. Because somebody found it. I'm guessing that they typed in maybe relationship podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they found it, but this person knew them and told them that that we had a podcast. And
so it was a secondhand person told them.
Right.
I thought they just found it. Okay.
I don't know when they found out, by the way.
But somebody told them that you.
Yes.
Okay.
But okay, so the way that it came up, can I tell the story?
Go ahead.
The way that it came up is that my the woman in the relationship, I won't mention her name, she said, "So, I understand that there's you're doing something with your new boyfriend now. How is that going?" I'm like, It's going well. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? And then she told me that they found out about our podcast on YouTube and they only saw one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it was, but apparently we mentioned Santa Claus.
Nice.
I'm thinking it was one of the Christmas ones we did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. She commented that she thought that you were a nice guy.
Thank you.
That you seem like a very nice person, just by what she saw. And she just said that she was happy for me, and that you're that she was happy that I'm happy, and that that's all they said.
Nice. And sometimes you say things that can be a little bit outrageous, which since I'm a follower of Jesus Christ,
Bubs,
it's sometimes a
Bubs,
little
let
bit
me tell you
much.
about how outrageous you are, Bubs.
Go ahead.
We would do so we have a little sub podcast for all of you who haven't heard it, and that's where I present a Bible study, because I've wanted to do that for a while, and who is the one that keeps asking weird questions and then makes me laugh afterwards?
I don't know.
That's you.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, I like to have fun, but sometimes you take it too far.
What, really?
Yeah.
If anything, I'm the one who's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? I'm less gregarious than you are.
Uh-oh.
You're the one that talks a lot.
Uh-oh.
I talk, but you're the one that kind of brings it along here,
Well,
and you ask really weird questions.
We've discussed recently, a couple of times, that one of probably my favorite comedy of all times is the movie Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very raunchy masterpiece, but it's a masterpiece nonetheless.
Oh.
And I'm wondering.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the movie.
I have not seen
the movie. But
you
have a little bit of an idea what's in there based on some of the stuff that I said.
A little too much of an idea what's based in there, because you talk about it a lot.
Oh, I do. Do I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You talk about that a lot.
Sometimes I'll just find myself, babes, like a scene from the movie will pop into my head and I'll just start laughing.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways,
yeah.
If I converted to Christianity, could I still enjoy the movie Clerks?
I don't know. That's a good question. This is a thing where you have to use discretion yourself, because, like, for example, there are Christians that are they kind of do the self-righteous thing where they're like, oh, we can't listen to any secular music.
Yeah.
Or, we can't, or they'll tell somebody, you can't have a Christmas tree in your house because it's pagan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little too much. Or they'll say things like, they kind of be like busybodies.
Yeah.
Or they'll say things like, oh, you can't read Harry Potter because such and such and such. Which, look, it's different if you are in the house of somebody that is doing something that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing to tell somebody what to do with their own life. I think it's one of those things where you have to use discretion and think about, well, what does it say in the Bible about this, if you really care about what it says, and make your own choice. Because yes, there are things that you actually have to think about, but when it comes to movies you watch, because I've been around Christians who has watched rated R stuff. But there are some rated R things that they will stay away from. Yeah.
Like, there's a joke in the movie. Are we not watching the movie Clerks?
I don't know if I want to watch it, Bubs. That might be a little too much for me.
Okay, well then I'll just tell you. There's a joke in the movie where this girl, Caitlin, who used to date Dante, accidentally has sex with a dead person.
What?
Yeah.
A dead person.
So what happens?
How did that happen?
This was one of the scenes I'm thinking about the other day.
How did that happen?
Okay, so Dante is dating Veronica, but Caitlin was his high school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes into the Quick Stop, which is, their equivalent to 7-Eleven one day.
It's okay, so it's like okay.
Yeah, so they start, talking, and he's going to go out with Caitlin. But
who is?
Dante is, but Veronica doesn't know this.
Oh.
So she comes to the store a little bit early, and Randall is watching The Best of Both Worlds.
What is that one?
Hermaphroditic porn.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, I really need to use a bathroom. Randall explains that the light goes out at like 3 p.m. every day. And she's like, really? And you can't get it fixed? And he explains that the guy who runs the place has a problem with the guy who fixes the light. And he's like, and I'm caught in the middle, trapped between my loyalty for the boss and my desire to piss with the lights on.
My goodness.
Okay, so she goes to the bathroom. earlier in the movie, Dante had let some old guy use it. So Dante comes back and he's ready to go on his big date with Caitlin. She comes out of the bathroom and says, we just had the most amazing sex. And it was amazing. He's like, I wasn't in there. And Randall's like, I wasn't in there. So they called the police department. And it turns out that the old guy had died. And she had done all the work, assuming that it was Dante.
Did you see that on the screen?
You don't see them having sex.
Oh.
But you hear them talking about it.
Uh-oh. So and this is before Dante is supposed to go out with Caitlin.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
This is before their big date, and then she's taken off because now she's going to need therapy. they say when they take her, he's asked, what about Caitlin? She's like, she's severely traumatized. She's going to need years of therapy. This still makes me laugh, and I saw this movie in 1995. If I accepted Jesus Christ into my heart and go to like the same fire and brimstone churches you like, could I still appreciate scenes like that in movies?
That's something that you have to decide.
Okay, good.
I mean, you may not want to see it.
Uh-oh.
I mean, because people, when people have a transformation because they became Christians, sometimes a lot of the things that they used to like are no longer accepted anymore or acceptable anymore. So this is something that you have to decide. I personally would not watch it because there's so much stuff in there that could be there's some crazy stuff in there that I don't know.
But God's not gonna, when I die, he's not gonna say, hey, you found that scene in Clerks funny.
I think he might judge you for that. I don't know. Bubs. I would really, I mean, this is where you have to use discretion, because if you're watching it by yourself and nobody's with you, that's something you would probably have to think. If somebody's with you and they're like, I can't watch this is just terrible, I think I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I might not be able to be a Christian because I do like really, really raunchy humor.
Well, Bubs.
I also like dad humor too.
Well, Bubs, it isn't about what you like and don't like. It has nothing to do with that. And if you know anything about Christianity, the whole thing is about letting yourself be transformed from the inside out. It has nothing to do with you anymore. Your life is not your own. Well, your life was never really your own.
Then why do I need to convert if it doesn't have anything to do with me?
Because it isn't about you, Bubs. It's not about me either.
But why should I have to convert if it doesn't have anything to do with me?
Bubs, you're missing the point.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
The whole point in receiving Christ into your heart is so that he makes you what he wants you to be, not what you want to be. Because face it, if we're left to our own devices, we're going to mess things up royally. And we all, a lot of people have. So, if you believe that if we believe that we were made in the image of God, then God has every right to do whatever he wants with you.
So if I accept Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior, I might have to stop laughing at necrophilia.
You really have to think about that, Bubs. You have to think about that, because if that's not the kind of person that God wants you to be, then you really need to take heed. Well,
now let me give you another scenario, babes. Mm-hmm. Let's say I become a Christian, and God wants me to lean into the raunchy humor.
Bubs, really?
Yeah.
Come on. He's not going to lead you astray.
Maybe that's not me to be astray. Maybe that's my purpose here on earth, to be the filthy preacher.
Bubs.
What?
Come on.
The profane preacher. Stop.
Bubs, now you're just being blasphemous. Come on.
Give me a kiss.
No.
Why not?
You're being blasphemous.
No, you are. So give me a kiss.
Sacrilegious.
I'll take
I know you think Christianity's a funny thing, but I don't.
Okay, well, I'll take your religion out of the sack. Now give me a kiss.
Wait, what?
Out of the sack, because you said I was being sacrilegious. Give me a kiss.
No.
Okay.
Hey!
Because you tickled me. Unless we can have a secret truce.
Okay. And then we should talk about something else, Bubs.
You didn't want to talk about my idea of the profane preacher?
No.
Okay. What?
No.
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 No. Okay, was this an idea, babe?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, by the way, Bubs.
What's up?
I'll be right here.
Oh my goodness, like E.T.
That's right. Anyway, that's one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies.
My favorite film of his is obviously, I don't know if it's obvious, but if you know me, it makes sense. He's done a lot of great films, but I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
You know what? I like that movie too, but I think it's because I grew up with E.T. I liked E.T. more. And I did grow up with Mac and Me, and I like both those movies. But I think it's because they resonated with me a lot more than Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Not that it was a bad movie, but there was something about those two movies that I liked.
That's interesting because Close Encounters really resonated with me.
Okay.
Because it says so much about life and fighting for what you believe in and having to take the road less traveled. And also in my household, growing up as a kid, I did see E.T., but we were a Mac and Me family.
I did like Mac and Me. Do you know who directed that one?
No, I don't, but it is considered like the cheap, rip-off version of E.T.
I remember seeing it after it came out on video. I think it might have been 1988.
Yeah.
But Mac and Me and E.T. were one of my, two of my favorite sci-fi movies. Mac and Me was great. Did they kind of look, Mac and his family, did they kind of look like bears?
Maybe. I haven't seen it since like the early 90s.
We should watch it again.
Maybe.
That's a great movie.
We got so many other films we got to watch though.
I know, but that is a great movie. That's a fun movie to watch.
We're going to get to the Steven Spielberg documentary, but after watching it, I'm more convinced now that I need to see Schindler's List at some point.
Uh-oh.
I think certain films are kind of like a rite of passage type of thing. And in the 90s, there was like Shawshank, Pulp Fiction, Chasing Amy. I would even make more of an argument for Chasing Amy than Clerks. And I think that Schindler's List is also a rite of passage that I've never taken.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
I know that Robert Zemeckis directed Back to the Future,
yes.
right? How do you think Back to the Future would have turned out if Steven Spielberg directed it?
I don't think that much more different because he's also one of the producers on it.
Oh.
And a producer can mean anything.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a producer can just mean that somebody wants to put your name on it.
Yeah.
But from the sense I get, he actually worked on the movie and helped them develop the idea. So I think if he and they're also super close friends.
Oh, wow.
So I get the sense that if Steven Spielberg directed it, there might be a shot or two that's a little bit different. And maybe a couple lines of dialogue here and there. But I think the essence of the trilogy would be the same. Yeah, because he was, from what I could tell, he was very involved with the making of those films.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. Great trilogy.
Yes, it is. And there should not be a reboot.
There's talk of it now.
And I love, I remember when that hoverboard thing you told me about.
Yeah.
Which wasn't real.
I was disappointed when I found that out.
They didn't hover over your head like they usually do.
Well, because when Back to the Future 2 came out, there was a documentary where Robert Zemeckis said, yeah, they used to have real hoverboards, but they had to keep selling them because kids fell off them. So we found some in Arizona and we used them in the movie. I saw that at 6 and I was convinced that hoverboards were a real thing until like I'm in my mid 30s and they showed this Back to the Future documentary about the whole trilogy. And Robert Zemeckis said, oh yeah, we lied about that.
Of course.
Yeah.
And didn't even consider that 6-year-olds would be watching that.
And believe, hoverboards are a real thing.
So in the movie, because I don't remember, when they would ride on the hoverboards,
yeah,
how high would they go?
They wouldn't go that high, maybe a couple feet. The only time it went like up to like human level to where, it's somebody who's like the size of a real human, I believe, was when Marty was doing this like weird move and got really, really fast on the hoverboard. But for the most part, they were just like a couple feet off the ground.
So they kind of look like skateboards.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Skateboards that could float.
Can you imagine if we had hovercanes?
I don't know how that would help us, babes, because we'd still be on the ground.
Okay.
That seems like that would actually hurt us.
Maybe that would.
Yeah.
Well, if we had the idea of canes flying like broomsticks, maybe that would be one.
Yeah.
But I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's fun to think about. I have an active imagination.
I have one too, babes.
I know.
Yeah, Back to the Future movies are great. I mean, the Before trilogy is my favorite all-time trilogy.
Yep.
But there's a great case to be made that Back to the Future trilogy is second. What's your favorite film trilogy?
Back to the Future is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Back to the Future is one of my favorites. Now I know that you're not into Star Wars, and I saw a little bit of the older movies, like with Return of the Jedi, which is the one movie that it's like my one earliest memory of the Star Wars movies. Return of the Jedi was great. But I watched some of the newer ones with what's her name? Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
And they were really good too, and the score was amazing. But you actually have to and I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, but I like kind of what they did with the episodes.
Yeah, so I
kind of going backward.
I don't hate Star Wars, but I think it's very overrated. But one thing you can't deny is the music in it is maybe the best music in any film.
The score is amazing.
Yeah, the score is amazing.
Really amazing.
The score is next level in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And anybody who tries to tell you different should probably have their head examined.
It is some great stuff.
Yeah. The acting is muted because of the way George Lucas directs. Like,
the acting is muted?
Yeah. So let's talk about the original trilogy a little bit. I didn't really like any of the performances in it and it's not the actor's fault. The way George Lucas directs people, it's like he wants a wooden performance out of them.
Yeah.
And there's no room for nuance in the way that they act on screen. And to me, that takes a lot away from the original trilogy.
I can't remember which. So I saw one of the older Star Wars movies with Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been Return of the Jedi. It was like a few years ago that I saw it again. And I did like Carrie Fisher in the movie and Mark Hamill and Frank Oz as Yoda. That was when I found out, Bubs.
What's up?
That Frank Oz, and keep in mind I was about maybe 3 or 4 years old, and my dad was telling me, "Oh yeah, that's Yoda." And he's the same person that plays the voice of Grover. At the time, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what? He does what? He plays both voices? I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But I associated that with Sesame Street. And at the time, I was watching Sesame Street quite a bit. And I was like, oh, cool, Yoda. Okay. I can have fun with this. I think I like that.
Yeah, I think that, again, Star Wars movies are okay, but I don't really get why they're considered so iconic. And I know I'm the odd man out on that one.
Well, and I told you that I knew a guy who liked both Star Trek and Star Wars, and he even admitted that people looked at him like, you either like one or the other. But he was a sci-fi nerd, and he liked anything sci-fi. But he even thought it was weird that, that it was not normal for one person to like both Star Trek and Star Wars, but he likes that stuff.
I hear you, but somebody's taste is what it is. And I do know a couple of people who really dig both.
Yeah.
It's a Star Trek has always been my jam. And Star Wars to me feels like there's not enough really there. So Star Trek has a bunch of TV shows that really help build the mythology.
Yeah.
And Star Wars for decades was just the first 3 movies.
I knew this girl that was really into Star Wars. And in fact, I think she was writing some fan fiction about it, which I don't think it ever got released or whatever. And then there was another kid that I knew that was way, way, way into Star Wars. I mean, he would go around the halls going, "Resistance is futile," you know.
Okay.
I mean, just weird stuff like that. But he was odd. Yeah. To me, I thought of him as Star Wars boy, but
nice.
I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a little bit strange.
Yeah. A lot of people from the blind community are especially out there.
Especially the ones who are not raised with any siblings. Some of them are kind of left to their own devices. When I read that book about, it was called Eavesdropping.
Yeah, we read it together.
We read it together. Remember that one time when he wrote a story about him his parents sending him to his grandmother's place.
Yeah.
And his grandma was like this really old lady. And when he wasn't doing anything, he would listen to his records, I think.
What was the author's name again?
Steve Kusisto.
Yeah. That was good. And he talked about a lot of different stuff in the book, his experiences.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I never thought of it that way, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Star Wars you would place up there as far as great film trilogies. As far as ones that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen enough of it, so I can't really say, but I enjoyed what I've seen. But Back to the Future, I think, is like my favorite that I can think of. Nice. Yeah.
Very good there, Jaylo. Very good there.
And because I've only seen the Before trilogy once,
yeah,
I've seen the Back to the Future trilogy more than once. I think I place the Back to the Future trilogy as my favorite one.
I think as far as the entire trilogy goes, I've now seen all three films together like 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. And obviously I've seen Before Sunrise, I don't even know how many times.
Wow.
Yeah. But those characters, and probably because I saw the first one when I was, so young and just sort of coming into my own. I was like 13.
Oh, wow.
It hits me in a way emotionally that other film trilogies don't.
And you saw them just by accident? Or you rented it?
Well, no, I told you. It was 1996. I was 13 years old. June of that year, so I'm home from school. Just started summer vacation. It's late at night, and I'm watching Cinemax because they used to have softcore pornography at night.
Uh-oh.
And my mom was asleep, so I could get away with it then. And they say we're showing some movie Before Sunrise. I recorded it because I'm like, this is going to be interesting, but I'm like, I'm going to stay up and watch this too. And I was blown away then. But also, I feel with the Before series, you get to grow up with Jesse and Celine because you see them as these young idealists. And then you get, by the end of Before Midnight, you get to see the versions of them that have been with each other for a lot of years and that aren't necessarily happy with everything the other person does.
No. And then you kind of think, things aren't so great with Celine, and things aren't so great with Jesse and his what's going on with him personally too.
Yeah. So the first film, and I know that they weren't teenagers when they met it, but to me it represents the idea of teenage love.
I'd say they're in their early 20s.
Right, but I'm telling you what it represents to me.
Mm-hmm.
You are willing to take risks and have different adventures, and you still believe in true love. The second film represents the what if question. What if things would have worked out between us? And now we have a chance to kind of maybe make it right.
Even though she missed the day that she was supposed to be to see him.
But that's why it's a what if story.
Yeah, right.
And how can we make this right?
Right.
And the third film is now we're married, now we're hooked up for a long time, and this is what it's like being in a real adult relationship, and maybe things aren't always so great.
Well, and then you add the I think he had a son with his ex-wife in the movie, and it's kind of a glimpse like Celine is trying to be a stepmom to him, even though he knows that Jesse left the family.
Yeah, and he lives in Chicago.
Yeah.
And Jesse and them live over in Europe.
Right, exactly. Really, really far away. Yeah.
They're great. They're great movies to me. So that's why it's my favorite trilogy.
Yes.
And there was sci-fi because we find out at the end of it that Jesse did build a time machine.
No, he just said he was going to.
Yeah, he said that he did, and he traveled back that night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But the requirement is that they had to get naked or something.
Yep.
Something weird like that.
Oh.
Bub.
What?
You were just joking.
Oh, I thought that made it a sci-fi movie.
No, Bubs, he was trying to get her back, Bubs.
Oh, okay.
They were fighting the whole time.
So Before Midnight should not be considered science fiction then?
No.
Okay, good.
Maybe they should call it Before Sci-Fi.
Oh my goodness, what ifs?
Oh.
Babes.
What's that?
I've been doing some darn reading.
Darn reading?
Reading.
As have I.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it first?
I'll talk about it really quick. So I forgot to mention Carolyn Powlin, which I believe was What?
Carolyn Powell. Not Powlin.
He said Powlin.
No, I thought he said Powell.
No, Powlin.
Okay, I'm remembering one. Keep going.
You're dyslexic, Bubs.
Oh.
I understand.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm not just kidding, but I'm making fun of you. I know. I'm just kidding.
I could have sworn it was Carolyn Powell, but keep going.
It's Powlin.
Okay.
Anyway, they were talking about her story about, well, what would have happened if she would have been saved from because she got hit with a bullet.
Yes.
By a guy that was supposed to hunt for a deer, by Andrew Cullum. And what would have happened if she never died?
She didn't die.
I mean, she didn't die. Or what would have happened if she was saved from the bullet?
Yeah.
Because I think it was Al. Yeah, Al showed Jake the clipping of the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Because he... something happened when he went back in time. And he was able to save it, which I thought was kind of interesting.
He stopped,
yeah.
Andrew from shooting her.
Right.
Yeah, is that where you finished?
No. This is where I finished was when Al showed. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jake showed Al the essay that Harry wrote.
Yeah.
And that was one of the essays that really made him cry.
Yeah.
Because Harry said, my dad killed my mom and my 2 brothers and hurt me really bad and hurt my sister too. I haven't finished that part yet, but it sounded pretty gory.
You're gonna find out some very cool stuff.
Cool stuff?
It's gonna get really. I mean, I think it's good where you're at, but it gets even better.
Uh-oh.
I will tell you this: at some point in the book, and this is a minor spoiler, but I think I don't think it spoils too much. And I've read the book many times. Jake eventually meets Andrew, the man who shot Carolyn.
Yeah.
And he's actually a really nice guy.
Uh-huh.
So it literally was just an accident.
Okay.
So Andrew is like a super, super nice guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't spoil it too much for you there, Jaylo.
Well, it's good to know.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that when Al heard about the Carolyn story, that he thought, oh, not Alan, but Andrew was a horrible person for doing it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And that it was interesting when Al met Andrew because he picked him up and took him home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And stopped the shooting.
Yeah.
From happening.
Yep.
But then your man Jake reset everything when he went back downstairs. Yep.
He did.
Yep.
Well, I haven't got to that part yet.
Oh.
But he said that every time you go back into the Al said that every time you go back into the portal, it resets itself.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I hope when we die we get to do like cool stuff like that, like reset timelines.
I doubt it, Bubs.
Oh.
I doubt it, Bubs.
Well, I hope so, babes. I think that
it ain't gonna happen, Bubs.
You just said you doubt it. You don't know. And if God's all powerful, then
Bubs.
What? He's
not gonna do stuff that we want. That we would like to happen. It's going to happen the way it happens, Bubs.
Oh.
It's not. We're not going to be able to reset time.
I'm just saying what I hope for, babes. I didn't say I believe this.
It's not going to happen, Bubs.
I didn't say I believed it, babes. I'm saying what I hope for.
It's not going to happen,
Bubs.
It's fun to think about, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if it does?
Bubs.
Okay.
Then write a story about a time machine where it happens. I wonder when that whole time machine concept got popular.
Around H.G. Wells. But you would think that...
H.G. Wells?
Yeah. You would think that there would be stories from like 400 AD of time travel.
Yeah, I know.
Do they ever mention time travel in the Bible?
Nope.
Like they don't say, hey, and God can time travel. Or...
No. It talks about the Old Testament and what happened then. And how the Jews were under the law of Moses.
Yeah.
And the things that they were supposed to do according to the law and all the feasts and the Sabbaths and all that. But this was, of course, before Jesus came to earth. So no, it doesn't time travel, but I guarantee you if you read enough of it, it's almost like you're time traveling back.
Oh.
Because it really puts you in the story, Bubs.
Interesting.
Really, really makes you imagine it. from what they might have been going through, about how they would ride on animals, and they would have to ride on these animals for days and days and days in the hot, probably in the hot sweltering heat of the deserts of Israel and Egypt, and then of course there's the story about Jericho, and it's and Nineveh.
Oh.
Yeah, the story of Jonah when he was supposed to go to Nineveh, but he wanted to go to Tarshish.
Yeah, you would think that God would have the ability to time travel.
It's not that kind of thing, Bubs.
God just hates time travel stories.
Bubs, stop it. Okay, now you're being sacrilegious again, so I'm going to have to do something about it.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna
How am I being sacrilegious? Maybe God hates time travel.
Bubs!
What?
Stop it.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love you. Sweets in my nose.
I
love you too. Let's kiss, and then I'm going to tell you something.
What's that?
About Ronnie Spector.
Ronnie Spector. What about Ronnie Spector?
Well, one, she's dead.
I know, since January of this year.
Yeah. I thought it was last year, but...
No, I remember it was this
Googled
year.
It. Yeah.
I remember it was this year only because it was around the same time that my friend died.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. I
am reading her book, Be My Baby. And she has a boatload of problems, or she did. I don't know if she does now, because she's dead.
She's dead.
Yeah, maybe her spirit does. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
But Phil Spector sounds like a raging asshole in this book, from everything I could tell.
I've been hearing about him, not just like... I've just been hearing things like he was a short guy and he used his stature to bully people even though he was not a very big guy.
When I was younger, before he shot, was it Lana Clarkson?
Yes, Lana Clarkson, who was a former model. I think she was a model.
I thought she also made some B movies, but maybe I'm remembering that wrong.
I'm not sure.
But before then, I thought, he's probably just a nice older guy. And apparently that's not true at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like how, we were reading about John Lennon in Tune In. He made some great music, was very creative, but not a very nice person.
Yeah, but you already knew that John Lennon was a jerk before that book.
I did, but I didn't know the extent of it until I found out about how he grew up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this lady's life.
Okay.
So... she grew up in a family that was very into performance. And she said that we'd often have these impromptu talent shows.
Yep.
Right? Your girl decides that she's going to sing, and she gets her sister and one of their cousins, and they, start going around to different gigs. At one point, they're outside this nightclub. And they go there dressed in these outfits that are I think yellow. This is the early 60s. The bouncer sees them, goes away from them, and it comes back with the club owner who says you're late.
And they're like, how old are they, these girls?
I'm going to guess 15, but that might be wrong.
Oh, that was super young. Okay.
Yeah. Takes Ronnie and the rest of the crew to the front stage and says, okay, you're here to dance. They dance and start singing along with the backup bands. And by the end of the night, the club owner had put together that these were not the girls that he hired, but he said, or in the book, it's implied that they were so good that he comes up to them and says, hey, you can do this on the regular. And they became featured singers there.
Wow.
They eventually get a manager and a recording contract. Put out a couple of songs that don't really do anything, right? And one day, they meet Phil Spector. I believe this was in Florida, but don't quote me on it. He knew of their music, and he goes over to meet Ronnie's mom. And by then he had had some success, and he explains to her, this is how you get out of the contract, and then I'll sign them. So that happens. They're signed. They record some songs, and they have a couple of hits. Ronnie Spector starts that she was not named Ronnie Spector before.
No.
That was not her original last name. But, they start seeing each other.
Yeah.
And at one point, she finds out that he's married or newly divorced. It's a little bit unclear.
Yeah.
But things proceed. They eventually get married. They move to LA. She's from New York. Get this big mansion. She's excited, but basically becomes a prisoner in the mansion.
Wow.
She tells stories about how there was this chef who used to cook for like Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall.
Wow.
And he started working for the Spectres.
Yep.
And Ronnie would love to hear him tell stories. One day Phil sees this, and the next day she comes down to breakfast, and the guy refuses to tell her any stories. And she gets from him that Mr. Spectre would not like that.
Wow.
Okay.
So he was in control of that.
Yep. Phil Spectre used to hide himself off in different rooms and just stay there. Wow. He wants to be in constant communication with her. So he has intercoms installed all over the house. Okay. One day she's in the bathroom, and at this point there's just an intercom in her bedroom.
Yeah.
So she doesn't respond to it. And Phil Spectre asks her why. She explains. The next day there's an intercom installed next to her bathtub.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is crazy.
She wants kids because Ronnie grew up in a big family. Well, before we get to the kids thing, they're supposed to get married on April 14th, 1968. Which
is funny because that was like 14 years before I was born.
I don't want to say anything, but Ronnie Spector is your real mom.
What?
Yep, you were adopted.
Actually, that was 12 years before I was born. I miscounted. 12 years. Please, she's not my real mom.
You should start calling her Mommy Spector. Okay.
Mommy Ronnie.
Yes. No.
Is she Filipino? I don't think she is.
Oh, she is not.
I wouldn't look like her, Bubs.
Oh. In any event.
White lady?
No, she's mixed race.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that it matters. But
not that it matters.
I'm just curious.
Okay. On April 4th of that year, Martin Luther King is killed.
Yep.
And Ronnie said that Phil Spector was obsessed with black culture.
Wow.
To a really weird degree. So he locks himself in his room and starts playing the I Have a Dream speech at full volume over and over and over and over again for like 7 days. And she said that she couldn't get it out of her head.
Ew.
Because it was just so loud and it was always going.
That is so weird.
If you know anything about mental torture, one of the things we would do in Iraq, meaning the U.S. government, not you and I, but that's not a good way to phrase it. But when the military went into Iraq and they wanted information, they'd lock people in rooms and they play like the same Britney Spears song over and over and over again for like a weekend straight until the person broke. That's a form of torture. Like that's legitimately forcing somebody to just listen to the same thing constantly is considered a form of torture.
Oh, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Even if it is I Have a Dream and not Britney Spears.
Oh my goodness.
But if he did a mashup, it would be interesting.
I Had a Dream One More Time. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway.
Yes.
I made that one up, Bubs.
Yeah, that was actually pretty
I Had a Dream One More Time.
Yes.
Anyway.
About 3 days before the wedding, Phil Spector comes out of his room and the mood changes. He's getting excited. They go and get married. And he takes Ronnie and her mom that night to see a Mahalia Jackson concert.
On the wedding night.
Yeah, and your girl in the book says, I like Mahalia Jackson, but it's not exactly the way I imagine spending my wedding night listening to her when I'm with my mom and my new husband.
Who takes somebody to a concert on their wedding night?
Philip Spector.
Philip Spector.
Okay.
Who's now dead.
Drops him off at the house, goes over to see his mom, and he tells Ronnie, I didn't tell her that I got married. Okay?
That's insane. Again.
Yeah. Goes over there, comes back a few hours later, and he's screaming. He's like, you fucking bitch. I'm going to kill you. And he, this is his words, not mine. And he goes up to her room and starts yelling this. He's like, you only want me for my money, blah, blah, blah. He's really enraged. She runs down to where her mom's staying. They lock the door. And her mom's in like a small apartment, I guess above the garage or something.
Okay.
And they lock themselves in. Phil goes to get the keys. They lock themselves in the bathroom, and Ronnie Spector said that she basically spent her wedding night on the floor of the bathroom with her mom, and that's how her wedding night was spent.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that is really insane.
Yeah.
Did she ever mention, like, did she ever see signs when they were together that he was really, really crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, crazy like before they got married.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
They're recording, and it's the 60s. It's kind of loose, so sometimes different musicians would play on your record or you'd play on theirs.
Yeah.
And one day they're in the studio with Sonny Bono, and he asked Ronnie, "Do you want a hamburger?" Yeah. So they go out, and according to her, they're only gone for like maybe an hour.
Yep.
Come back to the studio, and the place is ransacked.
Wow.
It's completely messed up. And it comes out that it's messed up because Phil Spector was so pissed off when he found out about this that he just completely ruined the studio. And he comes out and he starts yelling at her.
Wow.
Yeah. There was other things too, like the first time she went to his penthouse, she saw like 6 pairs of women's shoes in one of the bedrooms. And she asked him about it, and he's like, "Don't you ever ask me about that." He tells her that his sister likes to visit there a lot.
Yeah, right.
And it turns out that I think those were the shoes of his ex-wife.
Wow.
So there were signs. Anyways.
I never got that. Like, if there were signs of possibly an abusive relationship going to happen, and I'm saying that in retrospect because
you haven't read the book.
I haven't read the book. I don't know. That's a crazy sign. But I'm saying that in retrospect because I've been in relationships where I should have seen the signs and I should have gotten away quickly.
Yes.
But it's just a question I would ask. But
yeah.
She probably was still very young and naive about what kind of a person he was. So I can't really blame her for that.
I hear you, and at some point you got to get out.
Exactly.
So they're married, all this craziness is happening, and Ronnie Spector really wanted a baby. Mm-hmm. One day she's watching TV, and it's like a local station in LA. They hold up a baby, and she's like, "I got to get that kid." Goes over, and the lady from the adoption agency is like, "Okay, we got to come to the house and investigate all that stuff." A month later, they got the kid, and she's playing with him, and like the next day, Phil Spector hired like an heiress to take care of the kid, and told Ronnie that eventually she's going into the studio, even though she never did. Her and the kid moved to New York in, I want to say, early 1970.
Without Phil.
Kind of. Mm-hmm. So they moved there to his penthouse because he's going to London to finish work on Abbey Road, which is, the last official Beatles album. Uh-huh. Right? And when he's there, George Harrison enlists him to record All Things Must Pass. So he ends up being in London for like a year. And occasionally she would visit. She starts recording some songs. She records a song one night that George Harrison wrote. Mm-hmm. But she said it was like a really bad song. Oh. And they ordered tandoori chicken one night. So the B-side to the song is her just singing tandoori chicken over and over again. And she ends it with a bottle of wine. And she's like, not surprisingly, this didn't really sell that well.
And she was drunk during that recording?
I think so. I'm not sure, though. But there was wine going around.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. But she sang tandoori chicken over and over again?
Yeah.
That is good.
Eventually, it is good. Her alcohol problem gets worse and worse because she's stuck inside. Yeah. He keeps sending her to this rehab center. And she said that she was more free in the rehab center than she was in her own home.
That's interesting.
Okay.
That's really bad if you're saying that you're free there.
One day she's coming home. He's like, "I got a surprise for you."
Yep.
Stops by a playground, points at these 2 kids, takes the long way home, gets there. The kids are there playing. And he's like, "We're adopting these children."
That's a little bit weird.
This is like the weird shit you can do when you have money.
This is really weird. Like, he just picked 2 random boys?
I guess they were in a foster care situation.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah. So they adopt 2 more kids.
And so by then, but they have 3 boys.
Yeah. But she doesn't really know these kids. She's spending more time in her bedroom.
Okay.
Just drinking and all this stuff.
Okay.
Eventually, her mom helps her leave.
Yeah.
They fly back to New York. Mm-hmm. And now Ronnie Spector is basically broke. So he's coming out back and forth for the trial. Your man keeps custody of the kids.
Wow.
She returns to New York for a long period of time. Records some albums and some singles, but nothing is really selling. And eventually the boy they adopted takes his bike and leaves.
Just leaves their home?
Just leaves her home. Phil Spector doesn't want to talk about it with child services, but they contact her. And she flies out, gets custody, but he's like a really not rambunctious, but a different kind of kid because he's raised by Ronnie Spector and Phil Spector, who are both, have their own issues.
Yeah.
And he flies back to LA to spend time with one of his friends.
Yeah.
Runs away from there the first night and moves in with Phil Spector's mom. That's weird. Ronnie Spector hears this and starts drinking. Lights her hair on fire accidentally because he's trying to light a cigarette after she spilled alcohol all over it.
Oh, no.
The guy she's seen comes there the next day and says to her something like, I'm not going to help you with this because your entire life somebody has been there to help you and so far it's not working. But he says, what I will say is I got you a gig at this club in 6 weeks, so you might want to get yourself together. And that's pretty much where we're at in the book.
So she lights her hair on fire. Was it her entire head or just part of her hair?
I don't think it all burned off, but a lot of it did.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yes. So what do you think about that there, Jaylo?
I didn't realize how much of an alcoholic she was.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't know much about Ronnie Spector anyway, so, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a good book, babes.
Yes.
Not the most upbeat thing I've ever read, but
no, it sounds really depressing and it sounds really scary because how Phil Spector was towards her and the mom. I guess you'll have to find out what happened to the kids, baboon.
I will. Spoiler alert, they're all dead. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Okay. I'm sure they're all alive.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes. I think you should give me a kiss and then maybe we'll talk about dinner and the movies.
Did she talk about her parents?
She did. Her dad was a drummer and wanted to get into jazz, but her dad would make excuses. He was a white guy, and so he would say, I can't get into this because it's like black music and nobody will give me a chance. But she said there was some truth to that, but also he didn't know how to read music, so that contributed more to it.
Yeah.
And her mom was there for her, but she said that her mom also got a little bit too into the money when Ronnie started getting successful.
Really?
And her mom would help her, but her mom had other kids to raise too.
Was she one of the older ones?
Who?
Ronnie?
Yeah, I think she was the second oldest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now give me a kiss. This one goes out to the Spectors.
Who are now dead.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Both in heaven.
Well, I'm not sure about Phil or Ronnie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't even know she was sick.
I guess it was a fast illness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but babes.
Yeah?
We made tostadas for dinner last night.
It was good.
They were.
It was good.
We didn't have all the fixins. We didn't use corn or avocado, but it was still good.
Yeah, and I totally forgot about the avocado, but
I did too.
It was really delicious anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking, and I don't have a lot of beans left.
Oh.
But I am thinking this week of buying some corn and having that with beans and rice.
Nice.
Nice. So, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we started watching movies.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. We started off with Dog Day Afternoon.
And we didn't know what to expect because we both did not watch this movie. This is in 1975 with a young Al Pacino. Would you like to give a...
I'll give a brief synopsis because it's getting, a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I do have to jet, unfortunately, because I have an audition today.
And I hope it goes well.
Thank you, babes.
Yeah.
Basically, Al Pacino and John Cazale. Is it Cazale or Cazale?
I don't know.
He only made like 5 movies before he died. But
how old was he when he died?
I think 32 or 33.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was a young guy in this movie.
Yeah. He's probably in his late 20s.
Oh, wow.
They decide to rob a bank. There's a third friend, but he kind of skedaddles
He
in the middle of the
didn't want
robbery.
to do it, which was probably a good thing. He didn't want to do it.
But he picks the worst time to tell Sonny that. Sonny's Al Pacino in this movie. He tells him that as they're robbing
it.
Yeah.
You should have told him before, but there were some. Sonny wasn't really smart in this movie, and the other guy wasn't either.
There's a bunch of mishaps that go wrong. I won't go into all the details because we do kind of have to rush it a little bit. But Sonny, we find out, is married to a woman, and also
I hope so.
He was a Vietnam veteran, and when he was in a mental institution, he got married to a man who wants to transition to being a woman.
I didn't realize that. Yeah,
needs money for the surgery. That's what got Sonny to rob the bank. But now that he's in this situation, he has to change his plans.
So he married. Okay, so I didn't catch that part. He quote unquote married Leon.
Yeah, they talk about it in the movie when they're watching TV. Yeah. One of the news reporters gives the story about how all these people from the gay community showed up. They were married by a preacher, and afterwards the preacher was excommunicated.
Okay.
For doing the ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Sonny has to switch things up. Because they were supposed to just get in and get out.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough money. They were taking too much time, so the police got involved.
Yep.
So he tells the police chief, okay, here's the deal. I need a jet so we can go someplace. And I need a way to get to the airport. He says, when we get our transportation to the airport, I'll release one hostage. Mm-hmm. When we get to the plane, I'll release one hostage. And when we get to where we're going, I'll send the rest of them back. Mm. And, because he doesn't really know what he's doing, things take some weird turns. So eventually they send this limousine, or they call it a bus limo. I'm not really...
I don't get it.
I'm guessing that's like a stretch limo with a lot of seats.
Okay.
To come and pick him up. And Sonny starts looking at the seats, but he doesn't look in the side of the doors. Okay, which comes up later.
Oh, yeah.
FBI agent comes in and makes sure everybody's still alive. Sonny keeps him as a hostage. They all go inside the limo to the airport. Mm-hmm. And the guy from the FBI looks back at his friend Sal, John Cazale, and says, Sal, hold your gun up so you don't accidentally shoot me.
Yep.
They get to the airport and Sonny's super happy. He's like, we made it. This is so great. They start to get out. FBI agent pulls a gun from the side of the door, kills Sal. Everybody scrambles and they arrest your man, Sonny.
Yep. And he's looking at Sal's body as they're hauling it away.
Yep. And that's the end of the movie.
So, like I told you, because I told you this privately, this is one of those movies where I don't really care if I see it again, because it didn't really start to get exciting until the cop shoots Sal. And then they arrest Sonny at the airport.
I hear what you're saying. Mm. I don't need to watch it again either, but there were a lot of interesting things before then.
Yeah.
I like how we slowly start to see Sonny unravel and learn his story.
Right.
There's a scene after we find out that he's bisexual where he's patting these guys down, but he's only patting them down to see if they have weapons on them.
Yeah.
And there's a crowd outside.
And they're whistling and catcalling and all that.
And it's not that I thought that was funny, but I thought this makes sense that people would do this in the 70s.
Right.
But it's also, you could look at it like, if you're less enlightened, you could say this is, we could laugh at this. Or you could say, look what Sonny had to go through when he's just patting somebody down for weapons based on the sexuality.
Uh-oh.
I thought this was a good film. It's not Sidney Lumet's best movie.
I also have to mention the wife, because Angie, I don't believe that she understood what was going on with Sonny. I kind of wonder if he had some PTSD after being in Vietnam.
Yeah. That
could have been part of it. And then the whole Leon thing. But Leon was trying to get away from him. So it sounded like a lot of people were trying to get away from him. And Leon was telling the police that this guy is crazy. you don't know what he's capable of doing, and I've been trying to get away from this guy for a long time. And then what was I going to say? His mom, it seemed like she was making excuses for him, like, oh, I told the FBI everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I think you'll be okay, but and she said in the beginning, like, oh, he could have come to me for money. I would have given him money. And the husband pretty much commented, like, yeah, well, he has a sucker for a mother.
Yeah.
In other words, she's going to do it because she would do anything to save him.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't good.
It's a good movie, though. I'm glad I've seen it. I don't need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this movie to anybody?
I don't know. I didn't really... I mean, it was okay, but it didn't really resonate with me, if that makes any sense.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't my thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fair, baby.
I definitely was not expecting the officer to shoot Sal.
Yeah. That was interesting.
And didn't you say that the gun, he pointed Sal's gun at him and he ended up shooting Sal?
That's what I thought, but I might have that wrong.
Okay.
That's what I told you last night.
Yeah.
I think I had that wrong. I think he just pulled out his gun.
And I thought it was interesting because, the hostages are with him and he said, hey, we're all hungry. Is there anything on the plane?
Yeah. It's like there's burgers.
And I'm thinking that they're going to get on the plane, but Sal gets shot.
Yeah.
And then they arrest Sonny and the hostages go back.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is good.
Very good there.
And it all happened in one afternoon.
Yeah, and the movie came out not too long after, like, the Patty Hearst thing, too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
How she said that she was kidnapped.
And I've heard mixed things about that. Like, I've heard that she actually was, and then I heard that she was dating the guy, one of the guys who did the kidnapping. Was it the Sudanese group? Something like that.
I don't remember.
I don't know enough about that case, to be honest. I'm a little bit shaky. I know that supposedly she helped rob a bank, and that's why she was sentenced to jail time. And then there was rumors that she was dating one of the kidnappers before she was kidnapped, and this was like a planned thing. So I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Very good there, little Jaylo.
Little Jaylo.
Little Jaylo.
Oh my.
We watched, after this film, an HBO original.
Oh my goodness. We didn't know how the Steven Spielberg documentary was going to be, but it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. We learned stuff about Steven Spielberg that we didn't... I mean, I personally didn't think that he was going to talk about his life growing up in a divorced, in a broken home.
Yeah.
Because he thought for years that his dad left the family, but it was really his mom who left their dad for
his
dad's
best friend.
Yep.
And then years later, after the dude dies, the mom and the dad end up getting back together again.
Yeah.
And they were still alive when the documentary was made. I don't know about now, but they were super old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he admitted that he was scared of a lot of things, and he used to scare his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
That's all right, babes.
Not like that. What?
I said, that's all right, babes.
I thought you said, that's all right, Dave.
Oh, okay, what do you have?
And he talked about his, that he was ashamed of being Jewish and that his grandpa used to call him Shmuel because that was his Hebrew name. I thought it was kind of funny. It's like, what is that? That's coming from your house. Is your name Shmuel?
I have heard him tell that story before.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny the way he said it. And he was really ashamed of it. And then after he divorced his first wife and he met Kate Capshaw, right?
Yep.
She converted to Judaism because she was really fascinated with the religion, and she converted to Judaism, which made him think about his Jewish roots in the Holocaust, which led him to direct Schindler's List.
There's a couple of different things. Also, Sid Sheinberg, who was, I believe, the president of Universal, and he was an early supporter of Steven Spielberg, gave him the book Schindler's List in 1982. And he said, you got to make this movie. And Steven Spielberg just said, at some point I will. And then at some point he just decided it was time. And part of it was Kate Capshaw coming into his life. And part of it was he had just grown older and become more mature as a filmmaker.
And I like that they talked about how he was directing kids and he was never condescending towards them. And there was a clip of him directing Henry Thomas as Elliot,
Yeah.
and how E.T. represented how it was for a kid to grow up in a broken home, and how he made a friend. He found a friend in E.T. And I thought that was great.
That was.
And that's why I like the movie so much.
Mm.
Yeah. It was a good documentary.
It was a really good documentary. And you can sometimes forget how many big movies Steven Spielberg has been a part of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Jaws, Close Encounters, Indiana Jones films,
Yep.
E.T., Jurassic Park movies,
Yep.
Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan,
Yep.
other movies too.
Yeah.
They did the. I wish they would have touched more on films like Hook.
Oh yeah,
Because I liked it, but
Hook was great.
I also wish they would have talked a little bit more about DreamWorks.
Oh yeah,
Because that was a movie studio that they eventually ended selling to Paramount, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
So DreamWorks was a studio that they made. That's where Steven Spielberg directed Hook, right?
No.
Right.
He was still at Universal.
Okay.
And he had an imprint that I believe he still has called Amblin Entertainment over at Universal. And then in 94, he started DreamWorks with Jeffrey Katzenberg and it wasn't Michael Eisner, was it David Geffen?
Okay.
David Geffen, the three of them started DreamWorks. And that's a whole interesting story. I've read a book about it, but it would have been nice if they touched on it more in this documentary and you heard Steven Spielberg's thought about DreamWorks.
I heard that name David Geffen for his name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, because he was a music producer back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yes. So it was a good documentary.
Was it David Geffen or James Goffin? Because James Goffin was writing songs with his then wife, Carole King.
Well, James Goffin might have produced music too, but David Geffen was a pretty renowned music producer back in the day.
Okay, I see.
Yes. And he started Geffen Records.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I like this documentary.
Yes.
I like what it says about creativity, and I like how they talk about how some people early on wrote Steven Spielberg as just this populist film director. Like, they didn't see him as a real artist. There's a great scene in the movie where George Lucas is talking, and he talks about how he had seen some of Steven's early work, and it was good, but it didn't blow him away. Finally, he sits down to watch the TV movie Duel.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets why Steven Spielberg is such a good filmmaker.
Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Okay.
But I've heard good things about it.
Ah.
Yes.
Duel. Yes. And how he his movie 1941 bombed.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a comedy, but it just bombed. Did really bad.
I thought it was really interesting too how Ralph Fiennes is talking about how Steven would direct him just smoking a cigarette in Schindler's List.
Oh, wow.
And I also didn't know that they shot at least part of Schindler's List in Auschwitz.
Wow.
That was super interesting. And apparently, because I've never seen the movie, apparently also in the movie, there's a scene at the end where they took real Jews who were saved by Oskar Schindler, and they show them actually putting stones on his grave. And that's pretty cool. Those are real people in the movie that he saved, apparently.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like that when you showed it to me, or not showed it to me, but you described it, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's really powerful."
Yeah, because he said in the movie, in the documentary, Schindler's List wasn't meant to be a documentary, but he wanted to make sure it was really rooted in reality, and he was trying to think about how to end it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
I like that he ventured out of not just the sci-fi stuff that the kids liked watching, but really serious stuff like the Holocaust. Slavery, yep.
In Amistad.
Oh, I heard that one was really heavy.
I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
They
didn't talk about it really in the movie.
Yeah.
In the documentary last
night. And how he touched on history, and I mean, really, I understand why people like him as a filmmaker.
Oh, he's
amazing.
He's amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
You can't I think if you're a film fan and you write Steven Spielberg off completely, yeah, he's made movies that sucked. But if you just say he's a bad director, you don't really get it.
But most of his movies were not bad.
Yeah, he's done some bad movies, though.
Yeah.
But
just like with anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make as many films as he did, it would be more surprising if he didn't have a couple bad films in there. Yeah. Yeah. Would you recommend this movie to your family? If so, what's the elevator pitch?
I would recommend the documentary.
Sorry, documentary.
Not movie. If
made for TV.
No, it's not.
Oh, a documentary is still considered a movie.
I know, but it wasn't a made for TV thing.
It's made for HBO. All right, sorry, keep going.
I wouldn't consider HBO necessarily in the TV realm.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, I think that if there are people in my family and there are friends I know that do like Steven Spielberg stuff.
Yeah.
So I would say, if you think that Steven Spielberg is a really good director and filmmaker, you're going to learn a lot more about him, and a lot of it is very impressive.
I like at the beginning where he's talking about seeing Lawrence of Arabia, and that almost made him want to not become a filmmaker.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff there, Jay. Well, what would you give it on the scale from 1 to 10?
Oh, I give it an 8.
Nice.
I think I would give Dog Day Afternoon at least a 7. No higher than that. Not a strong one, but a 7.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was a little bit nervous that you were going to fall asleep during the Steven Spielberg documentary, but I'm glad you were able to stay up and watch it with me.
I did maybe for a second or so, but then I was very engaged.
Nice.
For the most part.
Nice.
Except for that 1 second.
Very good, babes. Yeah, because at one point you're like, I swallowed all my pillow, Bobs.
Was that me?
Yeah, that was you.
Maybe that was me. Okay.
Well, good.
I think I did.
I don't think either of us streamed last night.
I don't remember. I think the only thing I remember in my dream was eating pieces of meat, but that was it.
Oh?
Yeah, and they were in my fridge.
Nice. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
It is going to be hot in the next few days, so we are going to be staying as cool as possible.
Absolutely.
And I will say that I will be thinking about you today when you do your audition.
Thank you there, babes.
And I hope that it goes really well because I want you to succeed in this.
Thank you, babes.
Yeah. As any creative artist would want for another creative artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, babes. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Sorry we won't see each other next weekend.
That's okay.
But hopefully we'll see each other soon, my love.
Oh.
Yes.
We will.
Okay, good.
We will. This won't be the last time.
Nice.
We're not fighting.
Hopefully neither of us dies or anything like that.
No. I think we'll be okay. We're pretty, we try to keep ourselves, we try to be careful with ourselves.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one person in my life that I can say that really makes sure that I check the door to make sure it's locked multiple times.
Oh, good.
Multiple times.
Good. I check it myself, but as we know, I am dyslexic.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's not an excuse.
Oh.
No excuse.
Oh, I love you, babes. You don't want me to accidentally unlock the door, though.
But why would you?
Because I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I mess things up.
Bubs.
What's up?
Come on.
Okay.
I don't know any dyslexics that...
You don't know any dyslexics?
No, that's not what I said.
Go ahead.
I don't know any dyslexics that have left their doors open by accident that I can think of. In fact, they would be the ones to tell you that they would probably check.
Nice.
I'm talking. Well, maybe I should rephrase that. I'm talking about OCD people.
Oh yeah, that's
because
different.
You don't have you have a little bit of that, right?
Yeah, but not nearly as bad as some people.
Yes.
Very good, babes.
Very good.
Well, babes, so we wrap this up with a kiss.
Okay, we'll seal it with a kiss.
Okay. All right, babes.
All right, my love.
All right, my love. Hopefully I'll see you again someday.
You will.
All right, good.
It won't be too long.
Very good, very good.
I have faith that we will see each other again.
Very good, babes. All right, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.